Leah, thank you. Thanks for showing all the excitement and the joy and your passion. And good luck this weekend.
Hey, thank you guys.
And Leah, you know we got Joe Amato in the booth, and I think you beat him for the longest interview because he was the best at it. But I think now you're the best.
You're definitely plenty excited, and it's fun to see girls involved in our sport and doing good at it. You got a good career ahead of you. Just keep trying.
Thanks, Leah.
Thank you very much, guys.
See you later.
Talk about getting pumped up. That's what the adrenaline does when you get in one of those cars. I mean, it gets you going, you know.
Tim Wilkerson and Bob Tasca are up now. Currently, Wilkerson is 10th. Tasca is the guy on 12th because with the last couple of runs, we've seen both Alexander and Dale Creasy Jr. move down. So the bump is now a 4:14.
And boy, we started out with a 450, and that tells you how great the track conditions are. And the cars that haven't gone down the track is basically what you see a lot of times with a tight track condition, right, Joe? It goes out there. If you don't get that wheel speed early, it goes in the tire shake, and that's the area where, you know, about 60 feet to 150 feet off the starting line where the teams have a problem if they're going to have a problem on a track like this.
Sometimes you can be not aggressive enough, and the track is too tight, and that's exactly what you said, what you're getting in trouble with.
You know
it's a fine line.
What Wilkes told me earlier, despite the fact he's 10th in the points, it's not over yet. I've got time. That championship spirit is still there.
And what Joe was talking about, the aggressiveness, Chris Cunningham was telling me, you know, he's going to be cautiously aggressive. Hopefully not over-aggressive, but he told me they might throw the whole sink at him on this run right here. So, you know, it could be some good numbers, or you have a problem like that, right?
Wilkerson, a 4:08, up to 4th. That's up 6 positions. Tasca not getting down the track keeps him in 12th. Well, there's Jack Beckman. Hi, Jack. It's Paul Page here. How are you?
I was going to say you sound just like one of my friends named Paul Page.
Well, and I look a lot like him, too. You and I were sitting on a golf cart. We were talking earlier today. There has been a lot written, a lot said, so much going on around your team, which, by the way, is very successful right now. But apparently there has been some internal strife. Where do you rate that? What's going on? Is that just all you guys are in the fight, or is there really an issue?
I don't know when you guys are going to let this go. I really didn't think there was a big issue.
Is it Christmas yet?
Yeah, Matt and I had a misunderstanding, a misinterpretation, talking about some things. We clarified it. We moved on. Ron said what he said. We tried to move on again, and we're going to try to move on again here.
Well, in fact, your owner, Don Schumacher, said to me, he said, look, these guys, they're all competitors. They're all going hard at it, and things are going to happen. Things are going to get said. But, you know, that's cool, too.
Yeah, it's hard to get somebody that wants to drive one of these cars and win and not have that competitive fire. And sometimes amongst teammates even, maybe especially amongst teammates, because we're so close and we talk so much and we share so much data that you're going to get some misunderstandings occasionally. But I thought we handled it like adults and we moved on. If it's good for ratings, I guess, as long as you tell Matt to be gentle, he can come tackle me in the shutdown area here.
He is bigger than you are.
He's a big dude.
Hey, Jack, John Kernan here. Just want to know, do you have to get along with your teammates for the team concept to work?
I don't know. Do you have to get along with your neighbors or your classmates?
No,
I mean,
not really.
It certainly would be unpleasant as much time and as close together as we all are at not only the races, but keep in mind off the track, we do autograph sessions together. We have an overlap in a lot of sponsors. We're all Valvoline cars. We're all Mopar cars, so we do a lot of those signings. So it would be awkward, I think, if we didn't get along. But I think it's a little bit like a family. We spend so much time together. Maybe we get on each other's nerves unintentionally at times.
Now we're looking back at the starting line right now, Jack. Your teammate Ron Capps is in fact on the line right now, and John Forrest is the other car. Currently Forrest is 8th and Ron Capps is 11th. We'll wait for this run.
Well, just to go on record, I'm rooting for Ron Capps, okay?
Good call. Good call. Oh, wow. Nice. John Forrest, 406. 405 with a 9 for Ron Capps. Capps moves to 2nd, and John Forrest moves to 3rd.
This was just a great side-by-side run by both drivers here, giving the fans here at Maple Grove a great show.
Yeah, Capps just ran a career best speed. Let's show you the points right now with Neff number 1, and we go down. Hagan, Pedregon, that's Cruz, Jack Beckman, Ron Capps, Robert Height, and then the 2 are done line.
Actually, that light line's supposed to be above Robert Height, but as you said, all the Don Schumacher team cars are above that line right now. And I want to ask Jack one thing. I mean, obviously, we talk about getting along with your teammates. I agree with you. That does, you don't have to get along with them, but what you have to do get along with is your crew chief. And obviously, Ron Tobler, he's won championships in both Top Fuel and Funny Car. But right now, this very instant, do you have a car that can win the championship?
Yeah, I think so. You know, it's important. We got behind on the first run. I don't know if you heard, Mike, the ignition shut off on the burnout. We had to do a second.
I saw you back up and do that, yeah.
It was weak. We weren't trying to do that for extra controversy or ratings, and it was just weak the whole run. So we didn't get a run like Tommy DeLago or John Force or Mike Neff got, where now they can swing for it this session. Then again, neither did Johnny Gray, and look at that 402. So sometimes you can get behind a little bit, and I think that's important to gobble up those little points to be in hunt for the championship. I think so. We're not done winning this year, and our goal is the championship for Aarons and Valvoline.
Well, we're taking a look at your run, Jack. Completing the first burnout. Just want to enjoy this one more time for you. Can you tell us about that last run?
Yeah, it's interesting on some of these runs, and Mike will tell you, sometimes 4 seconds is a blink of an eye, and sometimes it seems to take an eternity. And we made a decent lap, but that thing went out there, it was feeling good, and then it just yanks the motor down when it tries to lock the clutch up. And as a driver, you're far enough down track, you don't think you're going to get into trouble, but if it does that too aggressively, sometimes it can knock the tires loose and get to be a wild ride. But if it does that big tug and makes it, you usually know you're going to run big speed, so I kind of ducked and looked down at the scoreboards as we went by. 313 was pretty decent.
Hey, Jack, thanks for the time with us.
Yeah, I'm going to go hug Ron and John right now because I love everybody.
Yeah, good work.
Make sure you sing Kumbaya.
You two are invited to my party.
Here is Robert Height, currently 7th, and Cruz Pedregon. We all know the story of Pedregon, who is capable at any given moment of jumping up and really making that car go. Went from 4th to 3rd in the points, and now is only 7 back to start this weekend. Robert Height, well, he dropped 1 position at Dallas. Cruz is out of it. Mike Neff said that he and Jimmy Prock talked a great deal this week, and they were going to make some changes. Height runs a 412, and Height stays 7th. Cruz gives up the run, and he stays in 9th.
And Paul, for what you're saying right there and talking with Robert Height today, he mentioned about those changes. He says because of making those changes, they need 4 good runs before eliminations start, which they may not get, just to make sure that the changes that they have made, they're on the right direction.
Well, Matt Hagan is coming up next alongside of Mike Neff. Mike Neff, number 1 in the points. Hagan is number 2. Neff has won 5 times this year. Hagan, of course, 1 time. But look at the highlights there, Mike.
This is what he did last year here in Reading. Ran the 2nd quickest pass in Funny Car history on Friday night with that 401. Backed up the national ET record by running a 406 in the final qualifying session. Qualified first, earned 10 out of a maximum 12 qualifying points. Ran low ET 3 of 4 qualifying sessions and lost in the final round to Cruz Pedregon. That's a pretty good weekend for Matt Hagan, and the conditions are pretty similar, and I got to believe that that team really likes what they're seeing right now.
And I'm saying he likes this track. Hey, stat guy.
Tell you that 4:011 still the 3rd quickest run in history, and Matt, as a matter of fact, has 3 of the quickest 5 runs ever. And, you know, Tommy DeLago, he pours the coals to that motor, and it's always fun to watch. I mean, I love watching record runs in Nitro.
Well, as they get Matt Hagan and Mike Neff getting ready to go, John Force is with us now. Hey, John, it's Paul Page, and we are live. Live, you know what I'm saying, John? Yeah, well, hold the microphone up and say hi to me, will you? Hi, how you doing?
We're good. How you doing?
I'm good.
Trying to watch what's going around here.
Well, go ahead and look. We don't care. We're just going to talk to you while you're looking. Whoa.
My old Ford, she's running.
Yeah, we'll
I
tell
got to
you
do something for, what's that kid's name? That ESPN guy, Dave Reith, comes by and asks me.
We got
Dave Reef just
Well, you
went
ain't even
Mike.
doing it. You're leaving.
No, don't go away. We got to fix that mic for you. Hold on. We don't want to miss anything.
We actually did not have to edit him out. That was just my actual mic problem there. We just want to make that very clear.
Intervention.
Hey, guys, while we got a chance with Mike Neff coming up here, who drives for John Force Racing. This is from one of my Twitter followers, Sal. If Neff wins the Funny Car Championship, is he the first crew chief / driver to accomplish this?
No, and that's kind of a gray area right there.
Like the 200-mile-an-hour run.
But, you know, I like the 200-mile-an-hour run. But we were trying to think about it the other day, and the fact, I don't remember anybody that went from being a crew chief and winning championships and then going as a driver and winning a championship. Greg Anderson's the only one that's kind of a gray area there. He was crew chief for Warren Johnson when he won a championship.
Well, Joe, when you look at a guy here like Mike Neff, tuner and a driver, how tough do you figure that is?
Well, in this world, it's hard. It's hard. You know, he's done a good job with it. And he got in, he got out, and he got back in. So it gives him a different perspective, you know, being in both sides of it. And I think that maybe it gives him an advantage because now he knows how to do it.
I think the one thing that makes him very good is he's always kept being a crew chief his #1 priority. Like, he could be just as happy stepping out of that seat and just being a crew chief. And I think that's what makes him so good.
I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah, he's not obsessed with just being a driver and mad being a crew chief.
Wow. 4:01, new #1, backs up the record. Wow. Yeah.
As a backup for a record right there. I mean, if he could run better than that 399, then, you know, the thing is, if it doesn't rain tomorrow, cool, overcast conditions, we could definitely see it because we know what this place is capable of, right, Joe?
These Pennsylvania weathermen aren't really on it, so my bet is there's at least one run tomorrow, and it'll probably be really good conditions.
You heard it here, folks. Joe Amato guaranteed us one session tomorrow.
4th quickest run ever, and that is a backup for another potential national record, another potential 20 points for Matt Hagan. And speaking of points, let's take a look at how they are in Funny Car, because right at the top right now, it is so tight. Neff, Hagan, Cruz, Pedregon, and the top 2 positions. Take a look at this.
Oh!
They are with the little points tied.
Say hello.
Yeah, we got a fight here. Well, now let's go back to John Force. John, we're sorry for that interruption, but...
You ought to be. I got you.
Okay, that's working good. Here comes Mike in, and he is now 5th behind Hagan, who just ran #1. Well, we're having a lot of technical difficulties with John Force's mic, and not deliberate. I'm just saying that right now. No. So Mike Neff is the guy that John Force can go over and spend some time with right now. Hagan is #1. Funny Car. And the qualifying standings for Funny Car. Going to look this way. Matt Hagan just jumped up to the #1 position, and right behind him is his teammate Johnny Gray, followed by Ron Capps, and John Force is 4th.
You think Matt Hagan's liking Reading?
I think he's liking everywhere he goes.
A year ago takes the point lead, got it tied here in qualifying.
I think he likes cool, tight conditions. Tommy DeLago gets after it and things.
He's got the fun meter paid.
There's the qualifying down through 12, currently held by Bob Casco.